Hey folks, today I'm going to talk about making a honey label for my honey jars. And my labels are 2 inches and I use 300 pixels per inch, so the size of this label needs to be 600 by 600 pixels. And then I want a transparent background. So now that I have it created, I'm going to draw a circle because my labels are circular. And then I can use the Properties tab on the left to set the size and the position to be right where I want the circle. So I set it at position 0 and 0 and then size 600 by 600. And then I want to set the background to be white so that I can see what the label looks like when it is printed. Now I need a new layer, and this new layer I will use to draw an outline of the label. So I will just stroke the selection that I have in black, and the line width is 3 pixels. And then I also want to make a new layer that's a keep in, and this will make for sure that I keep all of the text inside this other line. And I do that for printer reasons. And I want it to be 1/10 of an inch, so that would be 30 pixels. And then I'm going to stroke that one in red so that I can tell the difference between the outline and the keep in line. Okay, now I have my keep in line, and I'm going to make another layer, and this layer is for honeycomb. So I want a honeycomb design on my label, and I want the honeycomb to go off of the label. So I'm going to grow my selection by 45 pixels, so that will place me 50 thou outside of the label. And then to make honeycomb, you use the mosaic, and it's set to hexagons. And then the tile size, I found that 115 is the size that I want for my hexagons. And then I want tile height of 1. I want the neatness to be 1, so that they're perfect hexagons. And I don't want any variation. The tile spacing, that will create the thickness of the lines, so I want that at 5. And then I want it to be a honeycomb color, so I'll change this from black to kind of a orangish brown, something that looks sort of like beeswax. And so I'm doing that here. Once I have the color, then I will say OK. And now I have my honeycomb in place. And now I want to rotate this by 90 degrees because honeycomb actually has angles on the bottom instead of flats. So this is more representative of actual honeycomb in a hive. And then I actually want to fade out this honeycomb, so I will add a layer that is full opacity, and then I will pick my gradient tool, and there it is. And then when you're doing gradients, you actually need to have it going from black to white, otherwise you get weird results. So here I'm drawing the gradient and having the honeycomb fade out towards the bottom right of the label. And now I'm going to start filling in text, so I need a guide that goes down the center of the label. So I'll do a vertical guide at 50%, and that will help me align the text, centering it on the label. And then the text will be describing the honey, and then the company that made it, the location where I harvested. and then I pick various fonts and sizes. I also put a weight label on here. And it's important that you pick centering for your mode for the text, so that once you center it around the guide, then you can, even if you change what is in the text, it will still stay centered in the label. Now I'm just formatting and moving the text around to make the most sense on the label. And now I save this work of art because we don't want to lose our work. And then when we go to print this label, we need to turn off all of those helps that we created. So we don't want the background, we don't want the outline, and we don't want the keep in lines printed on our label. That's how we actually want to save it. Hey, do you like these videos? Subscribe. I'll make more. Bye.